Babe Ruth, the original Shohei Ohtani. Baseball fans call Shohei Ohtani a unicorn, a once-in-a-lifetime player, the face of MLB. But here's the question. If Ohtani is a unicorn, then what was Babe Ruth? Because more than a century ago, Ruth was moving down batters with his left arm and rewriting the offensive side of the sport with his bat. Let's not forget, before Ruth became the Sultan of SWAT, he was one of the nastiest pitchers in the American League. And after he put the glove down, he became the most dominant hitter in baseball history. So here's the fire starter. Is Shohei Ohtani the evolution of baseball's greatest gift? Or is Babe Ruth still the untouchable gold standard of two-way greatness? We're going full courtroom mode today. The Ohtani hype train. The case for the Bambino. Stat wars. Cultural earthquakes. Myths versus reality. Longevity and legacy. And finally, the verdict. Grab your hot dogs, buckle your seatbelts, and get ready, because this is not just a debate. This is Babe Ruth versus Shohei Ohtani, the fight for the two-way crown. Let's start with Ohtani, because the hype is real. 2021, 46 home runs, 26 steals, and 156 strikeouts on the mound. MVP locked. That season, he didn't just win. He broke every baseball analytics model. 2022, 34 homers, 95 RBIs, a 2.33 ERA, 219 strikeouts in 166 innings. That's not video game numbers. That's impossible numbers. 2023, he led the AL in home runs, posted a 3.14 ERA, and was on pace to run away with another MVP before his elbow gave out. We're talking about a guy who in the same season can outslug Aaron Judge and outpitch Garrett Cole. And the difficulty level? Off the charts. Pitchers throw 100 miles per hour gas. Relievers come in like ninjas, one inning at a time, each with wicked breaking balls. Defenses shift by computer algorithm. Nobody gets freebies anymore. Ruth never saw a 94 miles per hour slider with perfect spin efficiency. Ohtani is doing this against the hardest competition baseball has ever seen. That makes his achievements more impressive than Ruth's. Sounds convincing, right? But here's the catch. Ruth invented the challenge Ohtani faces. He was so good, MLB literally had to evolve around him. And as we'll see, Ohtani's greatness still hasn't caught Ruth's shadow. Now, let's talk Ruth, because this is where the myth meets the numbers. People forget Ruth was an ace pitcher before he ever became a slugger. In 1916, his ERA was 1.75. He threw 9 shutouts, still a single-season record for left-handed pitchers. In the 1918 and 1919 seasons, he won a combined 37 games while leading the league in homers. World Series? 29.2 consecutive scoreless innings, a record that stood for 43 years. By 1919, Ruth hit 29 home runs. To put that in perspective, the average team hit about 15 that year. Ruth doubled entire franchises. And then came 1920, the year Ruth broke baseball. He hit 54 homers. The next best guy had 19. The gap was so absurd that it's basically like Judge hitting 150 in today's game, while the rest of MLB struggled to crack 30. Ruth didn't just lead, he obliterated the competition. From there, Ruth turned into the face of baseball. 714 career home runs, 2,214 RBIs, a lifetime .342 batting average, and an OPS plus of 206. For reference, 100 is average, 150 is superstar level. Ruth was 206. That's not human. Ohtani is amazing. But Babe Ruth created baseball as we know it. He was the first celebrity athlete, the first man kids copied on sandlots, the first global superstar. Ohtani is playing the game Ruth invented. And that's the mic drop. Ohtani may be history's sequel, but Ruth was the original blockbuster. Head-to-head comparisons. Now, the courtroom showdown. Ruth versus Ohtani, stat for stat. Pitching. Ruth, 94-46 career, 2.28 ERA, led the league in ERA in 1916, World Series record dominance. Ohtani, 39-19, 3.01 ERA, strikeouts galore, pure stuff better by modern standards. Hitting. Ruth, 714 hours, .342 average, OPS plus 206, 12-time home run champ, 13-time slugging leader. Ohtani, 171 hours, .274 average, OPS plus 148, only 6 full MLB seasons so far. Longevity. Ruth, 22 seasons, 20 years of absolute dominance. Ohtani, 6 seasons of brilliance, but already 2 Tommy John surgeries. Ohtani is literally doing Ruth's pitching prime and hitting prime at once. That's insane. But Ruth did it longer. Ohtani has maybe 5 elite years. Ruth had 20. Longevity is greatness. You can't be the GOAT if your arm keeps breaking before 30. Ohtani is lightning in a bottle. Ruth was the thunderstorm that never stopped. This is where Ruth just buries Ohtani. Ruth wasn't just a player, he was a cultural earthquake. In the 1920s, America was booming. Radio was exploding, newspapers were everywhere, cities were buzzing. And who was the face of that new America? Babe Ruth. He made the Yankees the Yankees. Before Ruth, they were nobodies. After Ruth, they became the evil empire. He turned baseball into America's national pastime. He was larger than life. Hot dogs, beer, parties, scandals. But when he stepped to the plate, the whole country stopped. Ohtani, to his credit, is MLB's global star. He's the face of baseball across continents. Japanese fans watch him at dawn, American fans buy Dodger blue, and his $700 million contract made international headlines. Ruth was a U.S. icon. Ohtani is a world icon. That's the difference. But who built the platform? Without Ruth, there is no global stage. He made baseball a religion in the U.S., which later spread worldwide. Ruth isn't just a star, he's the foundation Ohtani stands on. Ruth didn't just play baseball. He became baseball. Myth versus reality. Let's bust some myths. Ruth wasn't a true two-way player. Reality, he was one of the best pitchers in the league and the most dominant hitter. He didn't fail as a two-way player. He just decided to focus on the bat because he was too good to waste energy on the mound. Myth, Ohtani is doing something Ruth never did. Reality, Ruth did it first. Ohtani is extending it, but Ruth laid the tracks. Without Ruth, the train doesn't even exist. Ohtani is showing it can be done year after year. Ruth didn't need to. He dominated both sides, then became the greatest hitter in history. Ohtani hasn't proven he can be the best ever at one thing. Ruth already is. This is where Ohtani's case cracks. He's already had 2 Tommy John surgeries. He's entering his 30s with an elbow that looks like a battlefield. Can he pitch for another decade? Probably not. Most likely, he'll drop pitching and focus on hitting, exactly what Ruth did. But here's the difference. Ruth had already dominated both sides before choosing hitting. Ohtani may not get that luxury. His body might force the choice. Even 7 years of Ohtani at this level beats Ruth's short two-way run. But Ruth gave us 20 years of dominance, rewriting the record books. Longevity isn't optional, it's part of greatness. Ohtani is dazzling, but Ruth is eternal. Ruth is a monument. Ohtani is a highlight reel. Greatness lives forever. Flash burns out. So, who's the real GOAT of two-way baseball? Shohei Ohtani is breathtaking. He's the most impressive athlete in today's game. He's proving that Ruth's blueprint can still work in the modern era. But Babe Ruth? Babe Ruth is untouchable. He didn't just play the game, he redefined it. He didn't just dominate an era, he created one. Without Ruth, there is no Ohtani, no Judge, no Dodgers empire, no global baseball market. Ohtani is the upgraded? No, you can't upgrade a legend. You can only walk in his shadow. Ruth was the first, the biggest, and still the greatest. Ohtani is dazzling today. But Ruth built the stage, lit the lights, and wrote the script. Babe Ruth remains the king. Ohtani may be the star of today, but Ruth is baseball itself. So here's the closer. Shohei Ohtani is rewriting baseball's story. But Babe Ruth wrote the first chapter. He was the original unicorn, the man who made the impossible possible. Ohtani may win headlines. Ruth built the empire. Now it's your turn. Who's the real two-way GOAT? Is Ohtani the crown thief? Or is Babe Ruth still untouchable? Drop your fire in the comments, smash the like button, subscribe for more courtroom baseball debates, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.